Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday edition, I guess the only edition now of Live from Dave's office. We are so glad you are here, and we have so much to talk about. We had a great Sabbath this past week, and right now we're going to be hearing from our pastor, Dave Kettleson.
That's right. We opened Sabbath, and it was our first after about 3 months. So we had a really nice group. Our first service was required mass. Our second was we requested it, but wasn't required. And I'll tell you, people, you could just tell by the smiles on their faces, they were so glad to be back. And even behind those masks, you could see those faces. But we had a little over 200 from what we were told by those who counted. So that's some wonderful numbers. We were able to social distance, and the worship too. The band was great. Just the whole atmosphere and getting connected again, even though we're still kind of disconnected. Gave our elbow bumps. But it was so nice to just see everyone. I was tired. Let me tell you how I was tired of preaching to no one. Well, I can't say no one because there was a live stream. But, when you look at empty seats week after week for 3 months, it was just a beautiful thing to see warm bodies out there. And afterwards, I got so many texts and calls and emails and even Facebook messages saying how much they enjoyed the service. So it was a delight. You were there, Hal. Did you experience some people saying anything? What did you hear?
Oh, it was people were just so happy to be back. It was fun. It was just very warm and grace filled. People were excited to be here. Um, it was just a good experience. And it's good to show that we're still, a family. We're still a community.
Right.
And we had a lot of people that haven't showed up yet, but I think that they're going to see that things are going to be good and safe. We had signs all over the place.
Yes.
It was, you couldn't, go to the wrong location. So it was really good.
Yeah, it was so well marked, and Patrick, in a very discreet way, was taking everyone's temperature, so we knew everyone that entered those doors was safe. We had the restrooms; only so many could enter into the restroom. We had the middle stall blocked off, so everything was so well put together. We had the stairwell blocked off. We had Children's Promised Land blocked off. But here's the good news. I want to share with you, I think, the best news of the day. I was told that there were some people that came from the community that we had fed on our Tuesday night meals. And to me, that's a win. I just knowing that making those connections, it made a difference by our presence out there, feeding our community, making relationships. And so some people said, we just wanted to come because of what you're doing. So that was really neat. Then I kind of front second row, a guy named Phil. First time ever. We talked for a little bit through our masks, and he was so glad to come and said his first time at Hamilton ever, and he'll be back. So, and I heard other stories too of people that it was their first time at Hamilton. They're planning to bring friends. So it's good. It's good. We're hoping we'll get more and more, but we also got to find a way to keep social distance. So if we get too big, of course, we will open a third service, which is 12 o'clock. So we have, want to reemphasize, a 10 o'clock service, goes for 45 minutes, as long as that preacher doesn't preach too long. And then we go from 11 to 11:45. And it worked out really well. We were pretty much on time. I think we were maybe 3 minutes off, but it went well.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. We're having some audio issues right now.
Oh, no.
But I think we're going to be in good shape. So let's talk about what the future is going to be looking like here in the next several weeks. we're going to be trying to open up new areas probably in mid to late July. We currently have our team looking at phase 2 of reopening. Everything has been just about the worship service, but now we got to look at how can we open up more and keep an eye on what's happening in the area, in the community, as far as COVID, to make sure that we're still staying safe and we're still doing everything that we need to be able to do.
Yes, that's exactly right. We're going to follow the guidelines, the city and county guidelines, listen to our mayor, listen to our conference. There'll be phases such as Tuesday night dinners. We might bring them inside when it's appropriate and start connecting with maybe life groups would want to come, have some games, activities, studies going on Tuesday evenings with the meal from 6 to 7:30. And also, we know that our children's department probably will not open until July sometime, maybe even early August, but we're looking at that. Now, we already have adult Sabbath school class, and so at 10 and I believe 11 too, Dr. Joe Rudd is teaching a class at 10 and 11, so you can go to those also. So you can come to one worship service, and then you can go to a study time if you like. Then the other thing too that we're looking at is the construction of the building, and I talked to Bob. It looks like we're really close to getting a contractor, and the work that will be done will not create any disturbance on Sabbath, because they'll do it during the week. They'll section it off, block it off, so it'll be completely safe, just like we blocked everything else off. And they'll make certain that we can worship on Sabbath. And the structural engineer is giving the thumbs up. And it looks like we'll be getting a new roof too, which they can probably get all done, hopefully in time, where 1 week, and we can get back in there. But it's exciting to see that they're going to be starting the construction, and we had nice air conditioning Sabbath. Everything was working well. There wasn't hardly a glitch that went on. So, I mean, there's always a few things. We're not perfect. It went so well. I was so pleased. And be sure and just, feel comfortable to come back. We want you to know that we want you to back. Those of you who are still kind of wondering, the first service, we require the mask. So we want to make certain you know that. The first service. If you come to the second service, we're not requiring those. We are encouraging it, but we're not requiring it. So everything went well. People wanted to stay by and visit a little bit too. And I think some people kind of hung out together afterwards, just kind of picked up where they left off. Smaller in numbers, but that's okay. We knew that would happen. We were going to be happy if we had 50 people come, and we had a little over 200. So that was great news. Really good news.
Yeah, it was nice to see everybody. And the whole thing for the glitch. That was what was really great. We've been so much preparation and planning, and Patrick and his team just did everything ready. So we're just looking
Kudos
forward
to
to
Patrick and his
happening
team.
in the future.
Right. Yeah, and those things are still to be determined, but look forward to Tuesday nights, and then the reopening of the children's program, and all of those next phases, but the reconstruction of the building too. It'll be kind of nice to see. We're going to have, as you walk into the foyer, the entryway, we're talking about what that's going to look like. So that'll look completely, the flooring is going to be completely different. And the drywall is going to be, they're going to be painting. We've got a brand new team. In fact, I'm going to reach out to them today. We've got 4 individuals that we're reaching out to. And this is what's going to happen. Bob Hershey and Jason Hall are working together with our contractors. Then we have 4 individuals that will be our repair team. So that way they don't always have to go, there'll be some guidelines. They don't always have to go back to a leadership team meeting to say, hey, should we use this color of carpet or that color of carpet, this color of paint or that color of paint? That way they'll be empowered to move forward. Now we're going to give guidelines as to, we don't want linoleum, we don't want this. And so the leadership team is going to get some direction there. You're welcome to share your input too, saying, hey, I prefer all kind of like in the hallway, kind of that linoleum hardway or carpet squares or whatever. So we're very interested in your thoughts, but it'll be a brand new foyer. Well, not completely brand new floor, and a lot of repairs going on. So it'll look much nicer than it does right now. And we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, and hopefully that's all going to be taking place here in very soon, the next couple weeks, so we can start getting everything back to normal. I'm just so excited how supportive everyone has been during the process, how just wonderful this church has been, how they've responded to the community. When we've asked for help, there's been dozens of people who showed up. I've just been blown away with just how strong this church family truly is at the core. And we have a lot of stuff going on that we're going to need help with coming up.
Yeah.
We have, still work days that are going to need to be done. I'm sure that there's a lot of the cleanup work that we can do that was going to help keep the contractor, workload down a little bit. So, we've got a lot to do. It's a long road forward, but we're there. We're getting there. We're worshiping together again. So phase 1 is a success.
And that to me, two main things is we're worshiping together and we're seeing more connection in the community. And that's what Hamilton is. We always say, like you remind us, Hal, that's our middle name is community. And never before in the history of Hamilton have we been able to connect with the community like we have. And we've got to remember what Joseph told his brothers when they came back. They finally discovered it was him. They threw him in the pit and they meant harm. And he said, what you meant for evil, God turned for good. And the devil can throw a storm. He can throw the COVID-19. He can throw a tornado at us. But God always turns it for good. Always turns it for good. We had a work bee couple Sundays ago, and I was so pleased to see how many people came and how many hands got right in there. So busy. We moved chairs, we moved furniture out of rooms, we did work outside, pulled weeds, and cleaned up a big old mess of dirt along the sidewalk. So many made so much happen so quickly. Now we've got so many trees down between Jenkins and our church, where there's 21 acres that Hamilton owns. And we're going to have a work bee where we say, hey, bring out your chainsaws, bring out, just some gloves, and we're going to be renting a big chipper. And, it's going to be fun. I think we'll get a lot done and start clearing, have a little more of a visual from Jenkins Road and clean up that area. But we're going to work on the building first so that we have a nice, attractive place to worship, and then work on the details outside too. So plan, kind of keep your ear to the ground. We'll be asking for help at that time too. But we really appreciate all the hard work that has happened and the good response we've gotten. So it's been great.
Yes, it has. And I just want to let you guys know that we had some technical issues on the podcast, and we are working to fix that now. We have new cameras, new mics, new connections coming in so that we can make this higher quality. We've had some audio issues today with some echoing, and sorry about that. But I want you to know that we're really making an effort to make everything look high quality. And this podcast has been great for Dave to be able to communicate directly to the community. And we want to make sure we keep this going and make sure we do it at a very high quality.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Hal. In fact, a gentleman, Keith Jewell, will be coming over to my house to make those connections. He knows how to get things working well, and the sound quality, the picture quality. So just know in the near future, it's going to be a whole lot better than it is right now. So appreciate the hard workers in our church. We have so many great hard workers that never get noticed, and maybe we can feature some of those on our podcast, Hal. You know, Keith, Elijah, these guys that work behind the scenes, not recognized that much. I think of a good friend of ours, Jeffrey Catavera. He'll come out and he'll just vacuum and shampoo the carpets and just do it on his own time. It's just one of his little missions that he gives to, ministries that he gives to Hamilton. And there's many others like that. And if you hear of anything that you'd like to hear, or anyone you'd like us to feature, let us know. I had a lady, Tonda Snowy, said, "Hey, I want to make some more masks, some homemade masks for the church." So she's making some nice masks for us, and her hands, she can't do much, but she's going to make those masks for us. And I thought that was so sweet. So we got a lot of people that just want to do what they can to make our worship service attractive and safe and enjoyable. We've got a lot of good people out there. We're just so happy for you all, really.
And the last thing I want to say today, for those of you that are still worried about coming and showing up,
Right. Yeah.
It's really, we're really doing everything we can to make you feel safe, to keep the environment safe, and to make sure that we do everything in our power to do things correctly.
Yeah. And, I'm glad you said that, Hal, because I keep in touch with other pastors in the area, and I don't know of any church that has an entire service where they're requiring masks. And I'll just let you know, we will remind you at our 10 o'clock service, if you're not wearing a mask, we'll remind you nicely, firmly, but nice. Say, hey, this is our one service that we are requiring masks, and we have another service that we don't. And I've talked to other pastors, and they, we don't want to be policemen. We're not going to go around and police, but we do want to encourage you to follow the guidelines. Just that first service, 10 o'clock, is a required mask. The second service, we're not. We're encouraging it, but we're not requiring it. And there are many who did not have masks at the 11 o'clock service. So feel free to come to the one that you feel comfortable coming to. So we just want you to feel safe. And like Hal said, I don't know about anything else we could do to make it as safe as we can. I was so proud of our team, if I could use that word proud in a godly way. I was very proud of our team that put everything together to make worship safe. So we're so pleased with that. Well, anything else, Hal, before we close? I lost him.
I think we're all good. I think hopefully next week you're going to see our production quality much higher.
Yes.
And keep tuning in to the morning devotions. Keep streaming on Saturdays if you're staying at home. We're just happy to be able to help provide church to you.
Yeah. And one day I might even have, I have a little chameleon, and I might have him on my shoulder here. I don't know. He's a little rascal, so I don't know if I feel brave enough. And my daughter has a leopard gecko. Maybe we'll kind of show you a little bit about our family, and I'll have my wife here one day just for a few moments and connect. Wanted to get to know you better, and we're going to do some fun things. I just want you to look forward to some kind of out-of-the-box fun things coming up. And I want to thank you for tuning in today. I hope you have a great rest of the week. I hope to see you Sabbath. If not, at church, online. Always remind your friends. I have a good friend named Silas in Brazil, watches every single week, never misses. If there's a sound problem, he lets me know right away. But we're connecting all over, not just this area, but different states, different countries, and people appreciate the ministry at Hamilton, and I hope you stay connected. So let's pray together. Father, thank you so much for your word and the encouragement you give us. Thank you for those who try so hard to make a difference in this world. And we're just wanting to point others to you. That's our whole purpose, is to make certain that they have opportunity to understand that you are a good, loving God. And I just pray that we'll remember to connect with you every morning, and they have opportunity during this devotional. And I just thank you for the wonderful time that we've had here just visiting today. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, this coming Sabbath is God is so good. Part 2. You don't want to miss it. Have a great day, and may God bless you real good.